lost in the shuffle this weekend for some, but not for all.
Ducks Beavs lose in basketball.
Yeah, that wasn't great. That Purdue game was terrible.
It was pretty awful. I kept thinking of
score, make a shot.
Somebody was like, I always watch college. It's the better one to watch between them and the NBA. And I'm like, watching that game, like, God, how are you enjoying this?
I thought to myself going into that I will probably watch the end of this and then start the Chiefs-Texans game on my iPad. And I could not wait for Chiefs-Texans to begin because I was 49-47. Like, nobody could score. It's terrible basketball.
It was a rock fight.
I knew they were in trouble when Purdue was not making shots and Oregon was barely winning. I'm like,
yes, this is a bit of a problem.
Doesn't go well.
Last 4 games. Let me ask you if these averages are any good. 25.3 points per game, 7.8 assists per game, 1.5 steals per game, 56.9% from the floor, 53.3% from three. We are looking around a corner. Has Scoot Henderson turned it?
I mean, I'd do one better for you. I'd go 10.
Oh, that's 10.
You did a smaller sample size.
I did a small sample size.
29 minutes per game, so still not what I'd like, but almost 30.
Let's not play him 30 minutes a night.
50% from the field, 44% from threes, 80% from the line. He's got a 66% true shooting percentage and 77% in the paint with almost 6 assists and 4 rebounds. Not even 21 yet. By the way, I got those numbers via Casey Holdall, but you can also get those at NBA.com stats department. You know, look, I don't know what turning the corner is defined by you as. Are you saying like franchise guy who this is who he's going to be from here on out? I think he's going to go through lulls again. But how do you not see this and go, oh, damn, he's getting minutes and he's playing and look at him. I thought Sam Vicini, who lives in New Zealand, he covers the NBA draft. We've had him on before. He did a video on Scoot. And I agree 100%. It's not just the numbers in the production. He just looks like he knows where he wants to go, and he's confident when he has the basketball. And those are dumb things that don't give you metrics, but it matters. And the numbers are bearing out a player who seems like he's got some confidence right now.
What are we going to do with Anthony Simons when he's back from his made-up injury?
Scoot goes back to the bench.
Cool.
We also bench Shaden Sharp.
Yeah.
He doesn't play enough defense.
Shaden Sharp gets...
But they won, and he scored 20.
So Shaden Sharp gets benched for not playing defense, but Anthony Simons is never punished for not playing defense. Does that make any sense to anybody?
The whole thing is weird.
Okay.
This is just nice. I feel really good for him.
This is exactly what we're asking for as fans. This is what we want to see.
I know.
Is there any argument to be made for the starting lineup after the trade deadline to not be Scoot Henderson, Shaden Sharp, Tumani Kamara, Denny Avdia, and Donovan Clingan?
Not a single.
Is there a single argument against that?
No.
Are they going to do that?
The numbers bear out, and unfortunately, I love the dude. Good vibes. Jeremy Grant's having an awful year.
Yes, he is.
He is actually, when he's in the lineups, it's not productive.
Guys, we're 2 first-round picks, though.
DeAndre Ayton has been a train wreck of a person to get in. Tumani's been the best piece of that trade.
Without a doubt.
I don't know how they're going to trade him.
Denny Avdia has been awesome.
Anthony Simons may very well go on to his career and play for somebody else and be a good 3rd, 4th piece. He's not a 2. He's not a 1.
Nope.
They should have traded him in the summer when he was hinting after the season that he wants to win. Clearly that wasn't happening. And they shouldn't have brought the coach back. I like what I'm seeing from Scoot. They won, and Shea scored 20. I hated the decision to put him on the bench for defense. Puzzling moves all around the organization, but very happy that 00's having a good run here. I would love to see that lineup, but that would require continued fake injuries for players, which they're doing nightly, and trades. And unfortunately, the market's not great trade situation for a lot of teams.
When's the deadline? How close are we to the deadline?
It's the 15th.
15th.
It's right before the All-Star break?
Right before the All-Star break?
At that point, yes.
Okay. So right around the corner. We got a couple of more weeks left to figure out what you're going to do.
I mean, theoretically, your lineup going forward, if your organization is serious,
that should be it. It's the young guys, and we're laying the foundation for next year. Especially if to your point on what is turning a corner. I mean, I don't know. I'm not, a 4-game or a 10-game stretch is not making me think that Scoot Henderson's going to be a multi-MVP in the NBA.
Oh, I don't think people are going that far.
But I just think it's about I think they've mishandled the entire development plan for him. I've never understood the idea of bringing he's a top 3 pick in the NBA draft. You got to play him and figure it out. The Blazers are bad this year. They're going to end up with another top 7-ish pick in the NBA draft.
That's where they're at right now.
What if the best player available is a point guard in the draft? At the point that you're picking, what are you going to do? And if you don't give him the
Meringue
opportunity,
told me they would take Dylan Harper if they were on the clock and he was up.
So then and then you just punt again, and then we don't. This is where I think you have an opportunity in the second half of the year to say, dude, here's the reins. Go drive. Let's see what you can do. Mm-hmm. And you're going to have bad nights. You're going to have bad moments. You're going to have turnovers. You're going to have. Of course he is. He's 20 years old playing in the NBA. We're all level-headed enough to understand there's going to be ups and downs to this. But this idea of hindering his development and having other guys in his way and not just saying, let's see what you can do, kid. I think it's a gross miscalculation by the organization. And credit to him for battling through it. And having a coach that's not really there for the long haul and coming up with great performances the last 10 games or so and on this 4-game stretch. They play tonight in Miami, and I hope it continues. I'm rooting like hell for Scoot, man. I want that kid to be successful. The aura that he brings, I love everything about him. And it'd be great if he turned into a distributing point guard for this offense for years to come. But we'll see how it works
16 to 17 a game. I mean, you take that all day.
You give that with 8 or 9 assists a game.
He's also
playing feisty
shooter.
defense. Yeah. He's a good free throw shooter. He's forcing turnovers. The steal numbers have been great. Like, there's something there. Now you just got to play it and let it see how it runs the rest of the year. And if Anthony Simons comes back and isn't traded, that's going to be a hindrance again to Scoot Henderson's growth.
Rooting like hell for him. I have no idea how any of this is going to go. The rest of his season, the draft, the who you take, you don't take. Who they're going to hire as coach. I mean, there's just so many. For every good thing you get, and a Scoot Shaden like outburst is good, right? Denny's been good. Tamani's been encouraging. I have just as many questions the other side of like, what's happening there?
Yeah.
What are you doing there? What about that?
Positive stories that they should be leaning on, but unfortunately not quite the case. Deadline's right around the corner. Good for Scoot for having a nice little stretch. Has he turned a corner? We'll find out. They're back in action today.
Up, by the way.
Okay.